Shalom, I'm giving all praise to Yahawah, Qadash, Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. And I'm going to entitle this video, Words, Etymology. 2 Peter 2, verse 20. We may read down to the 22nd verse. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the first verse, the rise of false prophets. Really, you can read this whole chapter, but so this is the first verse. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false prophet among you, which is now, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying Yahawah that brought them, and bring upon them swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be even evil spoken of. Yeah, you had the video I put up yesterday of the Israelite tried and refined and tried, however they want to place them words, and they basically said FGMS. There's no missiles in the scriptures. There's no UFOs in the scriptures. That's a hoax. You heard it. You can go back and see it. So they did their own thing. Formerly, they were part of us, and they left, and men left with them. And they were out there teaching what they taught. You know, they said we went off on this. We got to teach it the right way. And after maybe a year and a half, 2 years, it kind of disappeared. And we don't know where they at. But that's just an example. I just ran into that video, so I said, let me do a video on that. But this is going into the terrors of the Most High. The fact that you come into this truth and you leave out the truth, whatever you had, the Most High takes it away from you and basically bugs you out. He allows that demon to jump back on you along with 7 other demons more powerful than themselves. You see a lot of bug outs out here, and they're straight up demons. They're demons. So let me go to the 20th verse. For if after they have escaped I wanted to read the whole chapter, but if I pull out certain words going to the roots of words, it'll be a long, long day. It says, for if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord, which the word there is kairos, meaning you're a superior, someone over you, and Savior, Yahawashi HaMashiach, they are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning, because that demon that was on you from the very beginning, when you came into this truth, the demon temporarily left you, your bodig, your abode, your body, your house. And the demon was looking for a way to get back in, looking for an opening. And once he gets in, he fortifies that, he fortifies that him coming back in with 7 demons more powerful than himself. So now, instead of having 1 demon on you, you have 8 demons on you, but these other 7 are more powerful than that first demon. The demon that was on you was a powerful demon anyway, but now you got 8 demons on you. So you just go off, man. Anything that you learned, the demon, it's like a cleanse. They're cleansing you of righteousness and replacing it with demons. So you people that came into this, you men, you women that came into this and became disenchanted and went back into the world, um, you're gonna die a terrible, agonizing death by way of you can starve to death. You can be eating your baby and choke on the neck bone of the baby. Anything. You can get. Somebody could bust in your house and kill you and your family. But if you make it through all that, and you make it to the point where you get that charagma, that chip, you just sign the deal. You win. There's nothing that you can't turn that back. Once you get that charagma, you can't turn it back. You can't pull it out. You can't surgically remove it. It's in there because it becomes a part of your spirit. And you will die when the missiles destroy this place. And missiles are in the scriptures. So-called UFOs are in the scriptures. So let me read this again. Let me pull out some words. I'm not going to make this long. 2 Peter 2, verse 20. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord, Kairos, and Savior, the one that will deliver you, the deliverer, Yahawashi Hamashiach. Let me go ahead and pull these words out. Let me pull out the word escape. When you escape something, that means you're someplace where you can't get out. So you find an opening and you escape. The word there for escape in the Greek is apaphugo. Which means to flee from escape. You find an opening and you escape. That's also in 2 Peter 1, verse 4, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these ye might be partakers of the what? Divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. 2 Peter 2, verse 18. For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they are lured through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness. Those that were clean escape from them who live in error. You go back into sin, you go back into the world, you go back into error. Let me look up the word error. Look up the word error. Plane in the Greek. a wandering, a straying about, one led astray from the right way, roams hither and thither, metaphorically, mental straying, bugged out, we call it, error, wrong opinion relative to morals or religion. That's why they said what they said. There ain't no damn missiles. Missiles are not in the scriptures. There ain't no UFOs either. FUGMS. That was those demons talking through them. Error, which shows itself in action. Hey, because they don't just walk away and disappear. They come back at you, showing you that you're wrong, that the Most High is dealing with you now. You're really delusional. A wrong mode of acting, error, that which leads into error or more error, deceit or fraud. This is a sifting process, man. And you can see guys being sifted. They entered in unawares. While they, 19th verse, while they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption, for of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage. So when these guys leave, they can't leave by themselves. They got to whisper, brother, they going off, man. They going, the elders are going off on this and they going off on that. And can't you read the scriptures, brothers? See, the spirit then came to me. And they wound up following this guy, and the demons jump on them. So this is what I wanted. So let me just click on that. Guys are bugging out. You should have, boy, the worst thing you did was coming into this truth and falling back out. Fortified demons on your ass. For if after they escaped the pollutions miasma from the Greek, that which defilement, metaphorically, vices, the foulness of which contaminates one in his intercourse with the ungodly mass of mankind, because he goes back into the world. He does. If you was a Baptist, you come into this truth, you escape from this truth, you most likely you'll go back to you're not going to go be a Muslim, you're going to go back to being a Baptist. But even if you become a Muslim, same thing. I was watching a video with a vocab Malone with the Fruit of Islam individual that was a guest, and he was getting on the IUIC. He's mad because they made a statement in the video dealing with bean pies. And I was looking at the way he spoke. I said, there's no way you can wake that man up unless the Most High, taps into his spirit and wakes him up. The hardest Jake to get out of that madness that they're in is Islam. You want to talk about seared with a hot iron? So, you can say a few words to a Muslim Jake, but you're going to realize this ain't going nowhere. Because they really think they got the truth. And the Muslims, they're gonna take the Quran because they don't know better. It's not in the Quran. The Quran don't say don't take the microchip. And then you individuals in Israel, the Israelites, one Westerners that teach contrary to what we teach about the Quran, we don't know what either you're gonna do one or two things, maybe three. You're gonna either tell your congregation, go ahead and take it. There's nothing wrong with it. You got to eat. Your kids got to eat. Famous quote. Or you're gonna say, well, I don't know what to do. Let me go fast and pray on it. I don't know what this is all about. Meanwhile, you got countless GMS videos telling you exactly what it is, but you ain't following the Most High ain't dealing with no GMS. Or, you know what? This thing is the fulfillment of Revelation 13, verse 16, and don't take it. And then people will say, well, what about GMS? That means GMS was right. No, that doesn't mean that GMS was right. They didn't break it down the right way. They halfway got it right. See, I'm breaking it down the right way. So they'll stay with him. So either one of two things could happen. So the ones of you that listen to your leaders and they say, go ahead and take it, and you take it, well, that's on you. Because once you take it, you can't pull it out. After they escape the pollutions and everything that's outside this truth is pollutions, is polluted of the world, cosmos. And cosmos doesn't mean Israel, it means a certain segment of things or people. In the case of John 3:16, that certain segment of people are happen to be the Israelites. Through the knowledge, so let me look up the word knowledge. Epignosis. Gnosis meaning to know. It says what for knowledge? It says precise. Look that word up. Precise and correct knowledge. You can't go off by 1 point on this knowledge. If you go off by 1 point, you don't have the knowledge. Used in the New Testament of the knowledge of things ethical and divine, spiritual. This is the divine calling. This is why we can clearly see the MOTB is the charagma, is the C-hip. We can clearly see that. You can't tell us nothing. You can't tell us, oh, you know, it says the right hand, if you take it in the left hand, you're all right. That's what this guy, Atha, said, which we don't know where he is, but we know he got suspended for adultery. I don't know all the details. I don't know if he dealt with a woman that was dealing with another man, or he went behind his wife's back. But you don't how can you go behind your wife's back? You can have more than one woman. So if he did that and he dealt with a woman that was not dealing with another man, that's not adultery. So if he acknowledged it and accepted the suspension, that means the Most High is not with him at all. And don't be surprised if he don't come back. And even if he does come back, he's done. He admitted to me, Atha, that the way we teach about the charagma, the MOTB, is the correct way, but he was afraid to take a stand. And while you're on suspension, why aren't you out there on the highways and the byways teaching? Because what if they said, oh, well, you're suspended for 10 years. You're not going to teach for 10 years? Scripture speak about cursed be the man that trusteth in man. Watch what Yahawah by Yahawashi going to do to these people out here. These Israelites, these fake Israelites, these wannabe teachers. A lot of you guys are faking the funk, man. You ain't the real guys. Now you might know that the MOTB is the charagma, is the C hip, but you might have taken a bag, not to teach it. So that's even worse. That makes you more of a demon. It's going to be a major shakeup. It's going to be a major shakeup among these. You saw what happened to that nigga, the so-called God sent comforter. The Most High took his ass out on April Fool's Day of 2020. And the ICGJC is nothing but a church. Ariel don't even come around no more. He's retired. Shaw, I don't believe he come around. He got these other cats that we don't even know that's running that. That ain't nothing but a church organization. Hey, you dudes that know that you're an Israelite and you acknowledge the scriptures and you don't go out on the highways and the byways and you don't push this word diligently, you're gonna get the charagma too. It says recognition, i.e., by implication, full discernment, acknowledgement, knowledge, precise and correct knowledge, meaning 100% truth. You got guys, well, no camp has 100% truth. Well, what does it mean that you have an unction from the Holy One and you know all things? All, how would I say all in a mathematics sense? 100% is all. I gave you all of it. I gave you 100%. Precise and correct knowledge used in the New Testament, NT, of the knowledge of things ethical and divine, absolute. Philippians 1:9, Colossians 3:10, Romans 10:2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. What does knowledge mean? Knowledge means precise and correct knowledge. If you ever did auto mechanics, there's certain things that when you put parts together, when you do an engine job, you need a torque wrench. It's a exact pound pressure, pounds per square inch, and you set it, and when you hit it, it goes kick. That means it's precisely where it is. If you just guess it, it's going to be leaking. Your car's not going to run right. If you don't put them parts in the right way, the car's not going to run right. So run right. So there's certain things when you're dealing with mechanics, you got to do it precisely. When you're making a cake, when you're baking, if you make a meal, right, that's a recipe. If you're baking something like a cake, that's a formula. You got to do it exactly how it says on the box or how you was taught. If you go off on one thing, if it says 1 egg, 2 cups of milk, you put in one cup of milk and 3 eggs, guaranteed that cake is not going to come out right. There's a precise amount of time of baking it. Can't underbake it, you can't overbake it. With recipes, you can add something to it. You can change it up. You can cook it a little bit more. You can, make it not well done, make it done, make it medium. Can't do that with cakes. Can't do that with mechanics. So if you go off on one thing in the scriptures, that's not true knowledge, because it has to be precise and correct knowledge. Let me go to Philippians 1:9. Let's see what that says. Matter of fact, it's here. Philippians 1 verse 9. And this I pray, that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge, precise and correct knowledge, 100% knowledge, and in all judgment. Colossians 3, verse 10. And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge, precise and correct knowledge, after the image of him that created him. So if you're bucking up against the charagma, you don't have the knowledge. You don't have the precise and correct knowledge. If you're getting emotional over the grape doctrine, then you don't have the precise and correct knowledge. So you're none of his. You're not a prophet. You have no business calling yourself a prophet or a man of the Most High. Just come on back. It says through the knowledge of, it should be 100% knowledge of, like I said, Kyrios. It means superior. Kyrie Irvin said, I looked up my name and it means the name of the Most High. No, it don't mean it. I don't know who taught you that. You're not a scholar. You had no business. Just play ball, all right? Just dribble the ball. Shut the fuck up. You notice they put him back in his spot. He ain't saying that no more. They put the small hats put him through the ringer. You found out how powerful they were. Hell, Kanye went from a billionaire to a couple million. It's kind of backfiring on Adidas and so forth. Savior, Yahawashi, Hamashiach. They are again entangled therein. They're back in the world and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning, because now you have 8 demons on you as opposed to 1 demon. You've been better off just being a bugged out Jake with 1 demon on you. You got some sort of reason. When them 8 demons jump back on your ass, or when the 1 jump back on you and the 7 come with you, you bugged out. You start doing things, fuck GMS. There ain't no missiles in the Bible, man. That's a hoax. Fuck, there ain't no damn UFOs in the Bible. And you Indians, you ain't Israelites. A lot of bugged out guys. A lot of guys are bugged out. Hey, Barak from the HODC, when Barack Obama was in office, he called him an antichrist. He said, that's the Antichrist. So he's bugged out too. Entangled. This is a word that was made famous by Jada Pinkett Smith. That demon. That little short, bald-headed demon. With that part of that dysfunctional family. All kind of creepy shit be going on with them motherfuckers, man. Hollywood. Impleco. To enweave of a thing, to entangle, involved in. And she didn't want to say the word. She said, I got into entanglement. This is why you stay away from the black woman. She's the devil. She's the devil. No man that worth entangleth himself with the affairs of his life, of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. My sister years ago was dealing with this cat. I believe they had kids together. Then he slapped her, and it got back to me, and I got fucking mad. I'm kick his ass, and I thought about it. This was long before I came to the truth. I said, I was thinking about it. I said, my sister's a shit talking demon. And she be all up in men's fucking face. So he put it, you know, so I thought about it. I said, I ain't gonna fuck with it. I ain't gonna fuck with it, you know? I wind up getting locked up over some bullshit. So that's what it means by the affairs of this life. You know? There's only certain things you can do for your mama and your father. They're sick and they're saying, I want you to get out of that cult that you in. Or if you listen to your parents and do what they say, the demons is waiting around the corner, ready to jump back on your ass. Hey, this is what Jude, and I wanted to do a thing on Jude. I wanted to do the whole chapter, but that's a lot. I got to do that in parts. But anyway, let's come on down to let's do this. 2 Peter 2, verse 20. Might as well go ahead and read 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandments, which is a whole script delivered unto them. You went to the point of learning the scriptures and you wanted to join a camp and you become a reader, then you became a speaker, then you become like a top speaker, and then you go back into the world. That's not a good thing. It's not going to end good for you. It's not going to end good for you. Any of you and all you guys that used to be in this thing, I can name names all day. I'll be here all day naming names. All you guys that turn your back on the plow, it's not going to end good for you and your family. It's not going to end. And every last one of you, if you make it to that point, you're all going to line up and you're going to get that karagma. And you know you're not, and you know that you're not supposed to get it because you've been watching GMS, but you've been saying, well, FGMS, you know, Nate says it ain't talking about that. Okay, well, good. Well, you go follow Nate on his black horse with the two Edomites in the front, right into hell. If the blind lead the blind, they shall what? They shall both fall into a ditch. So 2 Peter 2, verse 20, 22, and I'm going to end on this. But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the sow, the pig that was washed, to her wallowing in the mire. You go back into that, and what the word there is pollution. The pollution. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.